going to check that my tractor and trailer is not leaning to the left nor to the right. Then I will check that there shouldn't be any puddles of oil, coolant, or any other fluids or any hanging parts underneath of my tractor. Then I will check around of my vehicle that there should not be any people, any vehicle, any object, or any other obstructions before I take off. I will check headlights with all lenses, fender lights, and 5 clear lights on the top. They should not be cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, clean and clear, working properly with its proper color. Or the amber color should be in front and the red color in the back. I'm going to do my pre-trip inspection from the driver's side, but there are a couple of things that I need to show you from the passenger side. Then unlatch the hood from both sides, unlatch it from both sides. 3 points contact, first, second, third. Slowly open it. I will check, so in this part, in passenger side, you have to explain 2 parts. The coolant fluid reservoir, the washer fluid reservoir, it's over here on that track. But in this track, it is over here. It's over here. Or you can look it here. It's over here. But during the test, it's over here. I will check the coolant fluid reservoir. Not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking, not missing nut and bolts. It should be in a appropriate level. Then I will check its cap. Usually the caps are plastic, but whatever. If it is metal, not bent, dented, cracked, broken. If it is plastic, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking, it should be tight. Then I will check the hoses. No abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking, not missing any clamps. But if you see that something is missing, be honest during the test. It is missed a clamp right now. I will check the washer fluid reservoir. It's over here. The washer fluid reservoir, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. Then I will check its cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. It should be in appropriate level. Then you're saying it, could you please assist me to the driver's side? See, engine hose has 2 parts, the metal part, the rubber part, but you have to explain it on the other side. You have to explain it on the other side. Let me open this one too. See, like this. I will check the engine hose metal part, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted. No audible leaks. Wherever air flows, no audible leaks, no air leaks. Then I will check the engine hose rubber parts, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts or clamps, with no audible leaks. I will check all these brake hoses and the rest hoses the same way that I checked this one, with no audible leaks. I will check the motor oil with dipstick. Take it out, wipe and clean, put it back in, take it out again. See the level of oil. If it needs oil, I would add oil to the engine from this cap. Make sure that this cap is not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check the transmission fluid. There's a transmission fluid. The same way that I check the motor oil. I will check the power steering fluid reservoir, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. It should be filled to appropriate level. Then I will check both caps, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. They should be tight. Then I will check the hoses, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking, with not missing any clamps. I will check the steering shaft, this one, the steering shaft, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, with nothing wrapped around it. I will check the steering shaft seals, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not missing any clamps, nothing wrapped around it. I will check the U-joints, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. Make sure it's properly greased. In some trucks, it is total metal part. But in this truck, if it is totally metal, then I will check the steering shaft, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, nothing wrapped around it. I will check the frame from front to back, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, no aftermarket holes, no rust, no repairables. I will check the steering box, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, no rust threads or shiny threads around nut and bolts, with not leaking. I will check spring mount, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, with the bushing in place. I will check the leaf spring, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not shifted side to side, not missing or broken more than 25%. If it does, I will put the truck out of service. I will check the shock absorber, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not leaking, not missing nut and bolts. I will check the two U-bolts, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts in the bottom of it, no rust threads or shiny threads around them. I will check Pitman arm, drag link, upper control arm, lower control arm here. You can see it from this part. Lower control arm.
No.
And tie rod. The black one that cross over there is tie rod. Tie rod. Put them together. I will check Pitman arm, drag link, upper control arm, lower control arm, and tie rod. None of them are not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, nothing wrapped around them. I will check castle nut, cotter pin. I will check castle nut and cotter pin, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing any cotter pin, no rust threads or shiny threads around castle nuts. And I will check the rest of castle nuts and cotter pin the same way that I check this one. The first one is here. The second one is on upper control arm. The third one is on lower control arm. We have even the fourth one over here, the fifth one over there. I will check all these castlets and cotter pin the same way that I check this one. I will check ABS line, not cut, frayed, or spliced, securely fastened. I will check brake chamber hose, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check brake pad, the inside brake pad. See it? Come on. Brake pad, brake drum. I will check brake pad, the inner one, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, no oil or grease present, and not excessively worn thin. I will check brake drum from inside to outside. This is the outside part. Not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted. No oil or grease present, and no holes. I will check front tire from inside to outside. No abrasions, bubbles or cuts, securely mounted. Not leaking. No recaps. Take this one out, put a new one here. No recaps. No mismatches, two tires. Should be the same, two tires. And has no less than 432, 432 tread depth. And I will check the tread depth with tread depth gauge. And the tire pressure should be between 90 to 120 psi, or unless it depends the manufacturer specification. I will check the rim, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, no rust, no repair welds. I will check all lug nuts, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing any of them. No rust threads or shiny threads around them. But if you see it like this rusty, see it's rusty right now. I will check hub oil seal, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, not leaking. To check it, you can pull this one out. Make sure it has enough oil, or you can refill it from here. Then this checklist. So I did lenses, I did fluid levels, I did fluid air leaks, steering system I did, tires, I did this one. I will talk about the next tires over there. The rims, lug nuts, spring mount, shocks, airbags over there, brake lines or hoses, brake contaminates, no oil, no grease present. Then side of vehicle, lenses and reflectors. Again, I will check headlights with all lenses. You can do it like this. I will check headlights with all lenses, or low beam, high beam, and turn signals. Fender lights, 5 clearance lights on the top, and reflector inside the door. There is a reflector. They should not be cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, clean and clear, working properly with its proper color. After lenses and reflectors, traffic monitoring devices. At least one time you have to mention during the test traffic monitoring device, either inside or outside. Or you can do it like this. I will check mirrors or traffic monitoring devices. They should not be cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, clean and clear, and adjusted to the driver at all times. I will check mirror mounting bracket, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolt or screws. Then, after traffic monitoring device, battery. I will check battery cover, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted. I will check batteries, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. All connections should be tied, and it should not show any excessive corrosion on terminals. I will check battery box, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. I will check fuel tank, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check the fuel tank cap, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not leaking. It should be tight, and the chain should be present inside at all time. But if it missed the chain, see, it has missed the chain right now. Be honest during the test. I will check the fuel line. Fuel line, this one. No abrasions, bubbles, or caps, securely mounted, not leaking. Then after fuel tank, there's a depth tank. I will explain it on the next track. It's next to this part. I will check the depth tank, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check the depth tank cap, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check the depth wires, not cut, frayed, or spliced, securely fastened. I will check the depth hoses, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted, not leaking. I will check the depth mount, which is mounted here, not not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing any nuts and bolts. Then frame, I will check this frame the same way that I check in front of my truck. After frame, you're not done with engine compartment, rear tires, airbags, airbag mount, and brake lights are also engine compartment. We will do it later. Now we start combination vehicle. Air, it means valves. I will check these valves, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts with no audible leaks. I will check the blue one service line, the red one emergency line from front to back. No abrasions, bubbles or cuts, securely mounted with no audible leaks. I will check flat hands, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts with no audible leaks. I will check glad hand rubber seals here, no abrasions, bubbles or cuts, securely mounted with no audible leaks. I will check electrical line from front to back, not cut, frayed or spliced, securely mounted or securely fastened, but it's pinched right now. I will check locking mechanisms, both of them, trailer and tractor, both of them, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts with safety latch in place. I will check all these lines. They should not be pinched like this. It's now pinched. Tangled like this, or touching the catwalk. There's a catwalk or frame. There's a hanger. They should be hanging like this always. Then I will check apron, not bent. In some trucks, the apron starts from here. I will check apron, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, lying flat on fifth wheel skate plate, no gap, no sunlight. So the surface is not level right now. There's a gap, but there should not be any gap or sunlight. If there is a gap, then there is sunlight. It will get dry and makes problem while turning. I will check fifth wheel skate plate, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, properly greased. I will check release handle, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted. Make sure it's fully engaged with safety latch in place over there. I will check locking pin, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. Usually they have cotter pin, not missing any cotter pin. If you see sliding fifth wheel during a test, even it is not in your checklist, explain it. There's a sliding fifth wheel, it slides the trailer back and forth. I will check sliding fifth wheel, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, and properly greased. Then let's get here. See the first part, the flat one is locking jaw. The behind one is the kingpin. I will check the locking jaw, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted. Make sure that the locking jaw is fully enclosed around the kingpin shank. Shank is the deep part of kingpin. Locking jaw should be enclosed around the kingpin shank. I will check the kingpin, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted. Make sure the kingpin is locked in locking jaw. You're done with the coupling system. Some parts of engine compartment like brake lights. I will check brake lights, not cracked, broken, or damaged, securely mounted, clean and clear, working properly with its proper color. I will check airbags, no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, securely mounted with no audible leaks. I will check airbag mount, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. I will check shock absorbers, brake pads, brake drums, U-bolts, brake chamber hose, ABS line, U-bolts, leaf spring, spring mount, the same way that I check in front of my tractor. Then I will check the rear tires. I will check the rear tires the same way that I check in front of my tractor, with 4 exceptions. First, I'm allowed to recaps the rear tires. You can take this one out, put a new one here. I'm allowed to recaps the rear tires. Second, the tread depth should not be less than 2/32. The third exception, between the dual tires should be evenly spaced, not touching each other, no debris between them, nothing wrapped around them. The fourth exception is the axle oil seal. That was the hook oil seal, and this is the axle oil seal. Not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, and not leaking. I will check all lug nuts, valve stem, all lug nuts, rim, the same that I check in front of my tractor. But if you miss something during the test, go ahead. See, I will check the valve stem, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, no audible leaks, and the cap should be present at all times. Don't miss anything during the test. You can walk around if you miss something. Then you're done. See, I did. Air valves, electrical line, I did. Connectors, all these service, emergency, glad hands, locking mechanisms, these lines, connectors. Fifth wheel skate plate, I did. Apron, I did. Gapper dropper, I did. Tangle coupler, no locking jock, kingpin, I did. Locking and safety devices, release handle, and locking pin, I did. Now move on the trailer, landing gear and clearance, reflector tip. So I start from here. See, this is marker light. DOT sticker, marker, DOT sticker, DOT sticker, DOT sticker, marker, reflectors. It works as a brake light too, as a marker lights too. So I will check reflectors, marker lights, DOT sticker, DOT bar, whatever you say. They should not be cracked, broken, or ripped. Securely mounted, clean and clear, working properly with its proper color. Then I will check this frame of trailer, and all cross members. They should not be bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts, or ripets if it has. I will check landing gear, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. I will check the feet of landing gear, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, properly greased, make no debris. Make sure the feet should be upright while I'm moving my vehicle. I will check the handle of landing gear, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. The handle should be in its locked position when it's not in use. The shoes should be upright while I'm moving my vehicle. I will check these supporters, not bent, dented, cracked, broken, securely mounted, not missing nut and bolts. Then clearance is this part. This truck doesn't have enough clearance. See this? Make sure I should have enough clearance between the rear tractor frame and the landing gear frame. Do not forget this, to mention this clearance. Sometimes you slide the trailer forward, then there is no enough room. While turning, these two frames will touch each other. Then move to the back. Lenses and reflectors. I will check brake lights, running lights, brake lights, and DOT stickers like this. DOT stickers, license plate light. They should not be cracked, broken, or damaged. Securely mounted, clean and clear, working properly with its proper color. Finally, I will check this side of my tractor and trailer the same way that I checked this side of my tractor and trailer. That's it.